What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing something different, a different type of video, and I spent a lot of time on this one. So if you guys do happen to enjoy the video and want to see more videos like this, obviously not for other teams, because I'm really only doing this because I'm a Seattle Mariners fan. Let me know down below if you want me to see me do MVP stuff, NL MVP, AL MVP, Cy Young, stuff like that. Talk about that, have a discussion, Rookie of the Year talks, and everything. And yeah, just let me know. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The Seattle Mariners entered the 2018 season looking to make the playoffs for the first time since 2001. Yes, 2001. The previous year, they had underachieved following a heartbreaking 2016 season where they missed the playoffs by one game in a heartbreaking game 161 against the Oakland Athletics, posting a 78-84 record in 2017, massively due to the constant injuries and inconsistent work from the starting rotation. James Paxton was a bright spot that season. He kind of broke out, but other than that, he was also injury prone that year. And the 2017 Mariners also beat the record for most pitchers used in a season with those constant injuries. They had around 11 people or more, I believe, start a game for them that season. It wasn't pretty at all. I believe they were I think they were still somehow in a postseason race, but they kind of collapsed mid to end September. The Mariners look to get more consistent bullpen arms they could rely on throughout the season in 2018 by signing Juan Nicasio, who posted a 2.61 ERA in 76 games with a 164 ERA plus in 2017 to a 2-year, $17 million deal.
Hammered to first, threw for a base hit. Healy trying to make a sliding stab. He couldn't reach it. Second hit tonight for Rafael Devers. He's had a good night with the bat. Runner goes, and that one ripped the other way. That's going to drop down for a hit. Devers taking a wide turn. He has to scurry back. Throw came into third.
Good thing Devers stayed at second base, I think.
Little floater over short. That is going to drop in for a hit. Devers is in. Swire taking a big turn, throws off line. He's going to scurry back. The tag is safe.
Oh, he just got back.
Up the middle, base hit. Swihart scores. Betts turning in. He scores. What a night for J.D. Martinez.
Juan Nicasio, the 8th inning pitcher, making his 18th appearance of the season. 2-2. Slider hit into center. That's going to get down. Gordon over to cut it off. Donaldson is headed for second, and he will get there standing up with a leadoff double. Line drive left field. Get down ball. That's a base hit. Donaldson's around third. He's going to score. Solarte hustling towards second. He slides in safely with an RBI double, and we're tied at 2. Smoke drives it deep to right. That's overhanded or up against the wall. Here comes Alford. He's going to score, and the Blue Jays have the lead. Get him over, get him in.
Yeah, that'll do it right there.
Pilar rips it. This is another extra base hit. Up against the wall. Smoke's around to score. Here's the throw to second, and Pilar is going to be out. So it wasn't another extra base hit, but it's an RBI single for Kevin Pilar. 4 straight hits and the lead. Martin drives this one into left center. That's down for a base hit. Heredia plays it back into the infield. Another good throw, but Martin slides in safely. That's 4 doubles in the inning.
Obviously, it hasn't been what was advertised so far. He had dealt with a nagging knee injury the entire season. He had posted a 6 ERA, I believe. It was just bad, and recently was put on the 60-day DL after having season-ending knee surgery to hopefully fix that issue for next season. The Mariners at one point in this 2018 season led the second AL wildcard spot by 11 games, and dealt with their eventual down month in July, as their run differential was in the negatives, and could not recover from there as the A's came out of nowhere and surged, playing out of their minds, who have the best record since the All-Star break. So, the Mariners are on track unless some miraculous miracle happens where the A's lose a ton of games in a row and the Mariners win a ton, which isn't going to happen, by the way, to miss the postseason for the 17th straight season. Also, fun fact, I've never seen my favorite baseball team in the postseason so far in my existence on Earth. Now that we looked over a brief overview of what's happened this year, we look towards next year and on, as obviously this season is over. You have Mitch Haniger, one of the most underrated players in the league, under contract until the 2024 season.
Way outside, not close. Mariners will take it. Go ahead and run. Is that first? Echeverria and Torres set for two. Runner breaks. Here's a throw down to second. In there safely. Romine could not get Haniger. Go ahead, run at second base. Here comes the 0-1. Broken bat, slow grounder. Haniger to the plate. Here's the throw. He is safe. Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Came in on the contact play and beat it. Mariners 3, the Yankees 2.
Another good slide by Mitch as he's able to get to the back corner of the base before the tag is applied. Also had a great jump, and that throw a little bit right of the plate was the difference. Romine having to reach all the way back around Dan to try to make the tag a difficult play.
Freitas, the 0-1. Broken bat, fly ball. Goes into the stands, hanging up. Haniger dives. He makes the play. Game's over, and the Mariners win it 3-2. And now the umpires are holding him back, but Mitch made that play. He made it all the way. There's nothing to look at. He sees it.
We have Edwin Diaz, who established himself as a top 5 closer, if not the best closer in the MLB this season, who is under contract until the 2023 season.
And is bounced to third. Coming home. They got Goldie hung up. And this is a high fly ball to left center field. Haniger has got it on the warning track. And Diaz gets save number 50. And here is the all-star closer, Edwin Diaz, 48 saved. Ahmed. Diaz knocks it down. Tricky throw over there for Cano, but they retire Nick to start the ninth. And he strikes out to Scalzo, works a 1-2-3 ninth, and Seattle takes the opener 6-3.
You have James Paxton, one of the best pitchers in the American League when healthy, under contract until 2021.
So, Mike, this is when you just tell yourself to breathe, right?
All right.
Yep.
Just keep doing what you've been doing.
On the first pitch, looped, foul ground, Haniger over. One pitch, one out.
And this is something we've seen over the last few innings with Toronto. They've been very aggressive. Again at third.
Oh, yeah, out number 2. Oh, and 2 at 100. Donaldson a couple of feet in the grave already. To Seager, the pick, the throw. Paxton has done it. It's a no-hitter. The left-hander from Laddish, British Columbia, has just no-hit the Blue Jays on his native soil.
Marco Gonzalez under contract until 2024. You have Mike Zunino, one of the best defensive catchers in the American League, who just needs to work out his hitting, under contract until 2021.
This is crushed. No doubt about it. Zunino all the way up top. Oh, my goodness. David Nelly is impressed.
This ball hit a ton, about 3 rows from going out of the entire stadium, way up top in left field.
Oh, sweetheart, you'll get a nice souvenir to remember this one by.
You have Alex Colomé, who came over in a trade with Denard Span this season from the Tampa Bay Rays until 2021. You have Ryan Healy at first base until 2023, and you have Ben Gamel till 2023, just to name some bright spots on the team. You also, those are just guys who are under club control. You have other guys who aren't club controlled who are under contract, including Felix Hernandez, who has a conditional option in 2020. He'll be making $27 million next year. The option would be for $1 million. An aging Robinson Cano, until 2024. He'll be making, I believe, over $100 million in that span. You have Kyle Seager at third base until 2022, making $19 million a year, which he has a club option in 2022. You have Mike Leake and D. Gordon until 2021, both having mutual options in 2021. You have Gene Segura until 2023 with a club option in 2023. You have Juan Nicasio, as I mentioned earlier, until 2020. Wade LeBlanc, who has been one of the bright spots in the Seattle Mariners rotation this season, he has club options for 2020, 21, and 22. You have Denard Span, who came over in that trade I talked about earlier with Alex Colomé. He has a mutual option next year, which, if you guys don't know what a mutual option is if both players agree to stay on the team. Like, if not both players, the front office say, hey, we want you here, we want you here, we want you to stay. And then Denard Span would say, hell yeah, I love it here, I want to stay, I will take this option. Usually, most of the times in the past with mutual options, I think only one in recent history has actually been complete with Aramis Ramirez in Milwaukee. They usually test the waters out in free agency, instead of doing the option. But there's a good chance that Span does, as he accept the option, as he has performed very well. I believe hitting 300 since he's been traded here. Great clubhouse atmosphere and a good veteran. You have Cameron Maybin as well, Duke and Adam Warren, who are all free agents after this year. Now, Kyle Seager, Ryan Healy, D. Gordon, and Mike Zunino, all under control, of course, for years, are all going to be coming off of their basically worst years in their careers next season. Kyle Seager, as of September 10th, posted a 0.7 WAR, a 215 batting average, way low compared to his career norms, 265 on base percentage, under league average is 300, a 390 slugging, a 655 OPS, and 81 OPS plus. Ryan Healy, he's posted a negative 0.3 WAR, a 247 average, a 281 on base percentage, a 440 slugging, a 721 OPS, and a 99 OPS plus. He's, out of this group, he is the closest to league average out of these guys. D. Gordon posted a 0.4 WAR. Of course, his WAR is a little low because, he's, of course, off his offensive statistics, and also his defense in center field. As second base is pretty good at second base. His center field work isn't fantastic, but 271 average, below his 300 norm, 291 on base percentage, a 335 slugging, which, you're not going to have 400 slugging out of D. Gordon really normally, a 627 OPS, and a 76 OPS plus. Mike Zunino, who showed off his raw talent last season, posting a 250 average and 26 home runs, he was one of the best catchers in the league, only posted a 0.8 WAR. He took a huge step back, which is heavily carried by his defense, have with a 191 average, a 247 on base percentage, a 406 slugging, 683 OPS, and a 79 OPS plus. Of course, after coming off of a 25 home run, or I believe it was 25, 26 home runs, 251 average, 331 on base percentage, 509 slugging, and an 840 OPS, and a 125 OPS plus year in 2017. That is a major down year. His swing, I don't know, man. It took a huge step back. Hopefully he can fix that next season. For this, I'll be referencing comments from a tweet by Ryan Divish, a beat writer for the Seattle Mariners, which inspired me to make this video really in the first place. Comments, by the way, not by him, on a tweet by him, saying to trade practically everyone on the team, including Diaz, Seager, Zunino, Cano, and Cano. which is just really weird and hard to think that people would actually think that. I mean, it's not a huge thing that is not a huge drastic thing. Really, the huge drastic part comes from Diaz, but it's just really an overreaction. Kyle Seager is owed $58 million still on his contract, and absolutely nobody will take that deal in a trade. Cano is owed over $100 million still on his contract. That, by the way, lasts until he's 40. Mike Zunino needs massive hitting adjustments, but there are no other upgrades over him on the market this offseason other than Yasmani Grandal and Wilson Ramos, who are both going to be free agents, which I can guarantee you will not be in a Seattle uniform next season. Don't even get me started on the Diaz comment. Recently, there's been some talk about should the Mariners trade Diaz right now when his value is so high. I've read the reasoning behind why they should. Mariners aren't going to be better next year. They won't spend money in the offseason. His value is at an all-time high. Closers like Diaz don't just grow on trees. He's the best young closer in the league since guys like Chapman, Kimbrel, Kenley Jansen, and K-Rod. If you guys don't know who K-Rod is, Francisco Rodriguez. Here's a quote from an article on Lookout Landing by Jake Melha and Kate I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names, by the way, by Kate Preuser about the Edwin Diaz situation. If the Mariners have the next Chapman or Kimbrel or Jansen on their hands, that's the kind of piece you build around. Yes, Chapman and Kimbrel were eventually traded away by their original teams, but only when they had a year or less of team control left. End quote. To sum up another part of this article, Andrew Miller, Chapman, and Kimbrel were all traded for highly touted prospects that include, let me go off head. I know, Gleyber Torres. You also got Clint Frazier going to the Yankees as well for Andrew Miller. But they were all traded for highly touted prospects when they had less than a year or two of control left. Edwin Diaz has 3+ years of control left. If the Mariners were to even trade him, they'd have to at least, at the bare minimum, get 2 top prospects and other good prospects. Because if they don't, there is no reason to even listen to offers. I may be a little drastic, but especially considering he's only making around $600K right now. And that's probably going to change in due time with, Rays and everything due to how he's performed and how great he's been. He's been good since his rookie year. Still, not as good as he's been this year, but he's obviously not going to be as good as he is this year in the save compartment next year. But he is such a good pitcher. There's no reason to trade him unless, like I said, you get at least 2 top prospects or something. That may be a little drastic, but he has 4 years of control left. I don't understand why that would happen, but who knows? The Mariners have also made trades for prospects in the past. Most of them, most of the time they haven't turned out well. Jesus Montero. To end this little segment off, here's the last bit of the article summed up perfectly. Quote, "We are witnessing the rise of another in Edwin Diaz, homegrown superstar and potential Hall of Famer. Our very own generational talent. Do not trade him, you dummies." End quote. Now, I personally have faith that Mike Zunino and Kyle Seager will work out their struggles next year. Seager's struggles this year can be pointed to a couple of things. One major thing is the shift. An article on ESPN that was written on July 10th this year had some quotes from Kyle Seager about the shift. However, those are just mainly him talking about how he doesn't care for it and that he'll, play anywhere he's supposed to or is told to. So those are kind of irrelevant. As of that date, though, of the article, Kyle Seager, was shifted 69.4% of the time, and he was hitting .235 against it. At that time, he was, I believe, hitting around 240. Now, obviously, his average against it has gone down since then, as his average on the season is 216 as of September 12th. Second, he suffered a toe injury at the end of June and decided to keep playing on it. Obviously, that doesn't mean he would have been, normal Kyle Seager with like a 260 plus average, on base percentage over 300. We would have been, good if he went on the DL for 10 days and healed it. But it doesn't help a player playing through an injury while they're also struggling. So I thought it would be notable to hear. Healy has also shown some upsides towards the end of the year, going on a little hot streak, and with Gordon hoping to be like his old 300 hitting self next season. The Mariners have a lot to do this offseason. One of them being addressing Nelson Cruz. He's a free agent at the end of this season, and if he chooses to sign elsewhere or stay here, whether he chooses, to sign elsewhere or stay here will massively affect what happens in the 2019 season. If Cruz chooses to re-sign with us, which seems likely, as he loves the city and team, they move Gordon to center field and Cano to second base, with Cruz, of course, at CH, kind of like what we did at the beginning of the year. But the market for a powerhouse DH like him is slim. There's also the market for the interest in a non-defensive, guy that can't play out there 162 on the field and just a hitter is, kind of slim as well. But the Astros might be looking for a powerhouse DH like him in the offseason. If they match or give more money than Seattle, there's a huge possibility to sign there, being that they'll be in a much better situation the next couple years, and they'll probably be at the top of the division still for years to come. If that happens, Cano will likely split time at first base and DH with Ryan Healy, and Gordon plays second with a hole in center field. Also having to replace a bat like Cruz's, which basically carries a team like he has the past 4 years, is very, very hard. Cruz recently said in a after-game report with, I believe, some of the reporters, he mentioned how he, came to Seattle to bring them to the postseason, and he feels that he's let the city and team down, and there is absolutely no reason you should feel bad, sir. I don't know why I'm saying it like I'm directing it to you, Cruz, but I know you're not going to watch this video, of course, but there's absolutely zero reason for you to feel bad. I mean, obviously, yes, every player is going to feel bad if that was their main goal and how they played, and all that, but Cruz has done he's done everything he possibly could. 126 home runs in 4 seasons with a 280 slash line, just a ridiculous slash line in 4 years. He has been a machine, consistent, the only real huge consistent bat in the lineup. There is absolutely no reason this is your fault at all. It's the organization in Dipoto and everybody in service, and God, I feel so bad hearing him say that, man. It just hurts my heart. You also have the possibility of Denard Span remaining in Seattle next season, which could, help out the outfield a lot. Could guarantee Haniger maybe playing center field with Ben Gamel in right field and Span in left, as he's played very well for the Mariners since he got traded here. You have guaranteed 1-2 punch at the back end of the bullpen for the next couple of years in Colomé and Diaz. Other good options like Dan Altavilla, who was hurt. He probably shut down for the season to recover and come back next season. Sam Tuivalala, I am sorry if I mispronounced your name, bud. I know we're good buds. And hopefully Juan Nicasio with Matt Festa in the near future. The rotation consists of James Paxton, Marco Gonzalez, Mike Leake, Felix Hernandez, and either Wade LeBlanc or Erasmo Ramirez. Really not that great. There are other options to sign this offseason, including Nathan Eovaldi, Patrick Corbin, Garrett Richards, Matt Harvey, Dallas Keuchel, Hyun-Jin Ryu, Wade Miley, Chris Tillman, and Gio Gonzalez. I'm honestly not even sure if Dipoto will even signs, or attempts to sign anybody or even gives everyone an offer. Like, DePoto was so reliant on the rotation this year, and obviously they actually done their part. The rotation really carried the team until August, where they kind of collapsed a bit, but they did perform really well. But I'm not sure if you can really trust I don't know how old Huevo Blanco is. I believe he's like 35, I think, or something like that, around there, to throw again consistently like he did this year. Really, the only three guys I kind of trust next year to do well again are James Paxton, Marco Gonzalez, and Mike Leake. I'm not sure what about Felix Huevo or Erasmo Ramirez, so it would be great if DePoto attempts to sign any of these guys, but they would all be significant upgrades in the rotation as a 4, 5, or even 3 guy, but I'm just not sure that he does it. I'm not sure. As you may know, the Mariners have one of the lowest ranked prospect systems in the MLB. In fact, I believe they are dead last in the MLB in prospect system in their minor leagues. However, Kyle Lewis and Evan White are looking fantastic so far and have huge chances of coming up and starting in 2020 or 2021. Art Warren is also a very nice relief pitcher who will hopefully have a shot at the big leagues in the upcoming years. Julio Rodriguez also won his league's MVP in his first pro season this year. He's looking great, but he's only 17 and has had a good couple years. He has a good couple years until his MLB debut. Other than that, due to trading practically everybody in hopes to make the playoffs and no real rebuild / tanking, as they're not in a position to with the contracts that they have, there are no huge prospects to talk about for the future besides Kyle Lewis and Evan White. And I believe that is all I have to say. The future of the Salamanders is a very interesting one that could be either the 3 of good, mediocre, or downright horrible. One last thing, the Mariners are on pace to not make the playoffs in my existence on Earth until I graduate high school. It took a long time to get all this information and write the script for this video, so I'd appreciate if you guys did enjoy for you to hit the like button and to subscribe if that button happens to be red. Also, make sure to tap/click that bell to be notified whenever I upload it on this channel, and to follow me on my social media links down below. Links in the description. The sites and videos I used in this video will also be linked in the description for you to look at for yourself. Also, if you guys did enjoy and would want to see more videos kind of like this, me talking baseball, etc., let me know in the comment section down below. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.